Hello everybody, welcome to the Sound Test Room. Today we are taking a look at Lo-Fi AF by Unfiltered Audio. This is a complete lo-fi toolkit. You can pretty much make any kind of lo-fi sound you like. You can make it very subtle, or you can completely destroy the sound beyond all recognition. The app is divided into four main sections here, and then you have an output section. The four main sections being convolution, spectral, digital, and the analog can all be rearranged here, so you could have the convolution first in the chain, the spectral after the digital, etc. It's up to you, entirely up to you how you'd like to arrange the sound. Okay, so we're going to do it in sections. Okay, so at the moment we're going to use this little loop, and at the moment you'll see the mix is 100%, but it's not really affecting the loop. If I turn the mix down, nothing's going to happen because we haven't brought any mix up for the convolution. Although they're all switched on, everything is set to kind of 0 to do nothing. Global strength is 100, but again, that's not going to do anything yet. So first thing we're going to look at is the convolution. I'm going to bring the mix up for the convolution, and it's going through a cell phone, and automatic gain compensation is on. Now the thing to remember here is that you can blend everything here together at the end. So by the end of this tutorial, you should now have everything works, and you may just want to use a digital or a spectral. But there's the convolution, and we can change the type. And if we turn automatic gain compensation off, it's going to be very quiet. So I'll leave it on 100% so you can hear the full effect of the convolution. I really like the Soviet Tech one. Nice one. Okay, so I'll leave that on Soviet Tech for now, and we'll look at the spectral section. So the spectral section is super cool. It is really, really great. So we're going to shift this here, and before I start, the iterate here is directly connected to the shift. If this is on 0, nothing will happen. So we need to give it an iteration. We'll give it 1. But this is cool. Listen to what happens when we turn up the iterations now. It's doubling the amount of this shift. That's very, very, very cool. Now stretch. Now don't forget, all this is designed to sound lo-fi. So the algorithms are not like crystal clean. They're designed to be lo-fi-ish. So once you understand the sections, it becomes really easy to understand how the app works, right? So let's do Ripple this time. And then we'll bring in you're gonna know how the MP sounds, right? You know when you get a really crappy download. Okay, so it might be a good time to mention what the global strength does. Different than the mix, right? If I turn the MPE up all the way and bring the mix down, it's going to keep the strength of the MPE, but it's going to blend in our original signal. But if I bring that global strength down, what it does is it kind of smooths out what's going on in the rest of the app. So it's not using the dry signal, it's just calming all this down, but globally. So for example, if I bring the ripple up here, if I go down 50% there, and then go 50% on the mix, it'll sound different. Okay. Let's look at the digital section now. Very cool. Now, you know when you've got a CD and it's got a scratch on it, it jumps and skips. This is kind of what this does. So I'll take that up to 100% so you can hear what the skip time does. Now you can have this free running or synced. It's synced at the moment to the Cubase's clock. So you can get some very cool effects. And if we bring the chance down, when it does skip, it'll skip at this rate. Now you're into kind of granular glitching. Now this becomes all useful when you use things like shift and stretch. ripple in the MPE. But like I said, you can set the chance to be very little, or you can have it free running in hertz. Okay. Now we'll take a look at the bits and the sample rate. Sample rate's kind of self-explanatory. You know the sound as soon as I bring it down. And of course, bit crush will reduce the bit rate. Combine that with sample rate. Now, this comes with other algorithms for the bit crushing section sort of thing. You've got AND, XOR, bend, crisper, and dust. Right. These are very, very loud, okay? It's really loud. So make sure you either turn your master level down or your master volume. Go into and now listen. You could do some mad combinations here, so okay. Bonkers, I tell you, it's bonkers. So this is AND. Now we've got XOR. Then bent. We also have crisper, which is not as drastic. Just dials in a little top end there, kind of crushed. And then we have dust. Dust is really nice. Okay. Let's look at the analog section now. So flux, it's like a wow and a flutter type vibe. This is like a compressor. It's really nice though. this very cool noise. We have this, it's kind of interference, so you can choose from different types of interference. This is noise, and it's brought up by this interference level here. But you can also tune the noise in the station section. That's strength, of course. You have stereo noise. Sine, this is cool. Put a bit of flux. Feedback. And demodulate. You'll get this, you know, when you tune a radio. You can actually tune it, you know what I mean? Literally. So that's the noise and kind of interference and tuning section. Then you have, I'll just stop this and turn this up. Then you have general noise, right? Here's the thing. When this is on, always on, this is always going to be on even when your transport is stopped. So, okay. We want to turn this either to follow transport, which means it's only going to start, the whole thing's only going to start when you have your transport running sort of thing, but it's only really applies to the noise because the rest of it will only work when your transport is running. Then you can also set this to envelope, and it will follow kind of, it'll try and detect transients in the actual mix. So for instance, if we just kind of solo the drum group here, I'll just solo this. So you can hear what's occurring with the transients. So it'll try and find the highest peaks in the drum loop. You can hear, right? Whereas if it's always just follow transport, it's just going to be on. And then always on. So with something like hard percussive stuff, this follow envelope is really cool. You can also have it in mono. It's stereo at the moment. Stereo is really nice. Let's just have this always follow transport, so there's no fluctuation in sound. And then the last part of this section here is the filter. So drag down, it's a low pass. Move across, becomes a high pass. And then drag down, it's a band pass. Low pass at the end, and then push up. So fully open. Okay. That is the analog section, which is lovely. Now, like I said, it's like 4 completely cool apps in one app, and and then you can mix and match and combine. Let's look at the output section now, because, well, you have a soft clip, the mix, of course, and the level, and then you have this automatic gain compensation for the output as well. And if it doesn't increase the gain, it does some weird stuff to it. So I'll just play it with the drums. It's just bonkers. But we could make it kind of less, as you can with all of it. This is the global strength, and that sounds quite bonkers when we put it on the whole mix. Oh, just out of interest, I'm using Cubasis, obviously, just the standard electric grand, going through some effects. If you're interested, I've got a chorus on that piano, and I think a titchy tiny bit of reverb there. Then I've got a drum group, which is these three, and then SynthMaster 2, which is just playing this very cool bass. Okay, so I've got it on my master channel. Okay, so if I apply that automatic gain compensation to the whole mix, it sounds really bonkers. Okay, so that's how it works. It's it's really easy to use it, but the trouble is, it looks confusing when you first open it. Oh, you got all this stuff going on. Like I said, you can rearrange the chain. So, for example, let's just quickly set something up that uses all of them, and then we'll just play around with the different. We'll mess around with the signal chain. So, for example, let's just mess. Okay, suitably bonkers. Let's put the convolution first. Completely changes the sound, it's great. Okay, so right, let's just reset that to a default. Okay, so other things we can do, right? We have a like with all the unfiltered audio apps, you have a dice where we can randomize the settings. Want to be careful here though, because it might randomize to one of the really loud ones if it was switched on, for example. But the cool thing is, we can choose to lock any of these parameters. Let's set this to reset it to a default and just add some bits and pieces in to make a nice sound sort of thing. So So say for example, we've done a bit of playing around. Set this to maybe, oh, one more thing I forgot to tell you, right? And it's a good time to do this now. It's you know, our noise we were talking about, we don't need to just have this on tape hiss. We have different types, so vinyl, cell phone, actually, and we can stop this to listen to these. So, like I said, like a vinyl record player, cell phone, and it's that, you know, connecting tone. Then we have signs, like ground loop. Very cool. And then you have noise colors. And they'll just get darker and darker, of course. The violet sounds like it's been high pass filtered. That's nice. I like that. Okay, so there's that. Let's leave that on vinyl. It's nice. Let's have it set to transport. Make a few adjustments, I suppose. Okay, so when you've dialed in a sound you like and you want to keep a particular setting, if you hit the little lock button, if anywhere you tap now, like here, we've locked that to a sine, we've locked that interference in, and we've locked the station in. Let's lock the noise in, and this, and the filter where it is. And now, let's lock the flux and the pressing as well. So we've locked everything in it. We'll lock that as well so it stays on stereo. And let's lock this so it stays on Big Crush. And actually, just do this a sec. Okay, I'm gonna lock that. And now if I take off the lock and then start using this, none of this will start to, I mean, you can see now what's locked, right? Right, so switch that on. Let's lock this to be always on. None of this will change now by the looks of it, so. Okay, brilliant. So all that's now locked in place. You can just go into this and go, where is it now? I think, I'm not sure if we can do it on here. Just let me have a think. Right, okay, what you do, if you want to clear all the locks, so clearing 1 or 2, click on this again and just go, right, okay, I'm gonna set these not to be locked, and then you can leave the rest locked. Or go into this, which is the preset menu, and just go unlock all controls, and it'll all be then reset to everything will just vary. Okay, brilliant. Going into settings again, you can change the color. You can choose random themes. And there are quite a few of them to choose from, or you can just pick one from here. Very cool. Okay. And then, of course, you have your presets. So let's have a play with them. Now, guys, if you've been watching this via Premiere, thank you very much for joining me this evening. where we took a good look at Lo-Fi AF and how you can literally just shape your own lo-finess, whether it in very subtle degrees or if you want to go completely bonkers, you can. Anyway, we're going to play through a bunch of presets, and yeah, bless you all. Thank you very much for watching. If you did like it, like the video, strike that like, subscribe to the channel. Please consider becoming a patron. Making a super sticker or a super chat helps us out immensely here at Sound Test Room, and me and Joe really do appreciate it. Oh, you also have the depth of randomization, and you can switch tooltips on, which will, when you hover over everything, it'll tell you what's going on. You can set this to this, and then you can have drift prevention switched on. So yeah, let's do this. Okay, brilliant, top job, cool beans. I will see you later. I hope you enjoyed the video. Ta-da.